pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a junior majoring in legal studies with a double minor in political science and peace and social justice. A little bit about myself. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I represent a couple different communities on campus. I'm an FGCU cheerleader. I'm also a Frosh Mosh mentor for this year, and I currently serve in student government now. And my name is Gracie Doherty. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am originally from Hudson, Wisconsin, which is right across the border from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I moved to Fort Myers about 3 years ago to start at FGCU, and at FGCU, besides student government, I am involved with programming board and homecoming. Starting in about fall, I believe it was 2019, I started going to the Student Body Senate meetings as a member of the public. I had been working with a lot of RSOs through my other positions on campus, so I wanted to go to Senate and see how they were helping these RSOs and kind of get an idea of how the bill process and funding processes work. And once being there and seeing it all happen, I really liked the idea of it. I liked seeing the passion, so I decided to apply, and then I was appointed in February of 2020. One of the things that we were planning and then we ended up doing was trying to dissolve the party system. We believe that, as me and Grace were sitting there about to run, we were like, what can we do for students that makes people want to be involved in student government, or feel like they're capable of being involved in student government. We realized that the very party that we had just built for 4 months was extremely exclusive, in the sense that if you didn't know me or Gracie, you weren't on our party. And so that's something that was a hard decision, but me and Gracie decided to go for it and start with an action item and say, this is what we want to do. You don't have to know someone to be a great student leader. You also don't have to know someone to be a great advocate for students. And so, I think that's probably I would sit here and tell you a bunch of all the ideas that we do have, but I could tell you one thing that we've already started, and that's a promise to try to make student government a more inclusive place. The biggest things that I think I'm most passionate about is approachability, engagement, and awareness. Those are 3 things that we're actually running on. Those are our pillars. What they mean to me, honestly, since I've been in student government, I used to say that, kindness goes a really long way, and while it does, being approachable is a much better word for it, because just as you're nice doesn't mean you're approachable, and I think that that's something that I've certainly learned this year. The engagement piece, I think, is super important. How am I supposed to advocate for students if I'm not engaging with them and have a relationship with them? And then awareness, honestly, I think this year has taught all of us to just, you got to be aware, you got to be educated, you got to know who you're representing, you have to know who you're talking to, you have to know the space you're in. So I think that awareness is key in being, good advocates, because if we're not aware, then how are we best serving students? Support, represent, and serve. Because I think that those 3 words are what student leaders and student representatives need to be doing at all times. They need to be serving, supporting, and representing the student body. That's the main job. Whether it's through a Senate seat, whether it's in the presidential seat, or anywhere on campus, any student leader needs to make sure that the student body is at the forefront of any conversation, any initiative, anything we're trying to do. We need to make sure that we're doing it for the student body and for the betterment of the FGCU community.